At least 30 civilians were killed and 40 injured in an airstrike conducted by the Afghan security forces backed by U.S. air support in eastern Afghanistan. Officials said the attack on Wednesday night was aimed at destroying a hideout.
So yes, a drone strike ordered by the Trump administration that was allegedly supposed to hit an ISIS hideout in Afghanistan killed at minimum 30 civilian farmers who were resting after working in the fields all day. So one might think that killing innocent farmers from the sky with death machines indiscriminately might create more terrorists than it would combat terrorism, because, you know, their family and friends might be a little bit upset that their loved ones died needlessly and might want justice and or vengeance. Or you could just go the 2012 Joe Scarborough route and say things like this.
Give me a break. You know, it's just like people say, oh, you know, they hate us because of waterboarding. No, they don't. They hate us because they hate us. They hate us because of Obama's drone attacks. No, they don't. They hate us because they hate us. They hate us because somebody burned a Quran. No, they don't. They hate us because they hate us. They hate us because of this crude film. No, they don't. They hate us because they hate us. And any U.S. politician that thinks they're going to go in and transform the region and stop people from hating us because they hate us are absolute fools.
That's the kind of astute analysis that MSNBC is providing that changes the world. It's funny how the casual bigotry slips out. Scarborough thinks that because we are sophisticated white Westerners, Christians, Anglo-Saxon, bleh, that we are the only ones who can have layered emotional reactions to the violence committed upon us, like with 9/11, right? I'm sure he looks at the reaction as entirely reasonable because we were hurt and civilians were killed. The brown people in the Middle East, the Muslims, they're irrational, right? They hate us because they hate us. Nothing we can do about it, apparently, according to Joe Scarborough. I would argue that he's delusional and ethnocentric, and that there's certainly something that we can do about it. Perhaps starting by not doing this. The attack on Wednesday night also injured 40 people after accidentally targeting farmers and laborers who had just finished collecting pine nuts at mountainous Wazir Tangi in eastern Nangarhar province, 3 Afghan officials told Reuters. The workers had lit a bonfire and were sitting together when a drone targeted them, tribal elder Malik Rahat Gul told Reuters by telephone from Wazir Tangi. They hate us because they hate us, apparently, right? Except that we kill civilians at a bonfire after they were farming all day for pine nuts. Totally irrational, according to Joe Scarborough. Angered by the attacks, some residents of Nangarhar province demanded an apology and monetary compensation from the US government. Entirely reasonable. Scores of local men joined a protest against the attack on Thursday morning as they helped carry the victims' bodies to Jalalabad, sorry for butchering that city, and then to the burial site. We won't be isolated from the consequences of our actions much longer. This is the kind of stuff that just screams retaliation via a terrorist attack. When we commit terrorist-like acts, we get terrorism. It's not that complicated. We are still occupying this region that has much less power than us, much less money, less my grammar sucks, but you know what I mean. Much fewer military resources. And so, terrorism is sometimes the knee-jerk, immoral, but reasonable in that sense, reaction. It's a knee-jerk reaction. They feel like they have no power, like they're powerless, and that the United States just has these billions of dollars of drones flying in the sky, and they kill civilians and their family and friends. And so sometimes people are radicalized, and then they retaliate by killing United States civilians in cheap ways because they do not have the billions of dollars that we do to kill people. So it's not right either way. Of course, killing civilians, we are 100% against that as progressives. 100%. But can you see the logical progression? Can you see how this happens? The conditions that are created? No, they hate us because they hate us, apparently. We need to rein in our military-industrial complex and all of these horrific things that we're doing abroad, and that the United States civilians feel completely disconnected from. Because our media doesn't report on it enough. We have to start calling things for what they are.